Hello everyone, Sons2, welcome to another Modpack overview, this time on many mods. This Modpack focused around tools as well as dimensions. And this is this person's first Modpack, so I will give them, obviously, some fair points. So, first up you have Extra Biomes Extra Large, which is a mod that typically adds in some biomes, some flowers, and a few trees. So you obviously find many of these in the world. You'll get some saplings obviously dropping from them. There's a few stones here and there in other biomes, quarter logs, and different types. Then you've got your planks, stairs, walls, fences, and so on, which are made with typical recipes. You've got other things like seeds and chocolate and otherwise that you'll come across as well. You've got inventory pets, which obviously adds in a bunch of different things you can put in your inventory, and they give you different benefits. So you've got sort of potion effects that are negated, to underwater breathing and the ability to see underwater. You've got a speed boost and other things that it gives you. But yeah, you can see there's obviously a ton of different options for speed boosts, setting your home point, summoning wolves, being immune to damage, and so on, teleporting to the nether, a bunch of different options, so yeah. You've got Mo creatures, which adds in a bunch of different mobs, blocks, and so on. You can also make armor, as well as, I think, tools, and also food. There's a bunch of different drops you get from different mobs as well. Now, many of them are obviously tough, so they can be quite difficult to battle, but yeah, quite a bit more to add to the world. You've got Buildcraft, which adds in machines. So if you want, say, generators, you want to quarry up the world, so use it to mine up areas. You want building, and then you want blueprints, and then to sort of put multiple structures around, you can do that. You can obviously store fluids or transport it with pipes, as you can see there. And obviously a bunch of other things as well. Paint and more. And core ingredients. For recipes, you've got your pipes for extracting items, round robin approach, so it sends one to sort of each and then sort of goes back in a cycle, I think round robin is. You've got others for connecting. You've got those to send them off into specific directions. You've got a faster one. You've got the ability to filter and send them in any of 6 directions. You've got the ability for sucking up items if you just throw them on the ground. You can destroy them, and so on. And there's obviously power ones that have different values, and you've got fluid ones that also have certain possibilities. And you've got gates if you know how to use logic gates, and have certain complex or sort of filtering, sort of different approaches to stuff. Having redstone signals working along according to sort of pipes going which direction, or when something's at a certain point, probably you limit it, or something like that, I guess. Facades to make things blend in with your structures, and then placing them on your pipes. You've got robots to do different tasks, so it can be a tank, it can pump up fluids, it can do a bunch of different things, chop trees, plant crops, harvest animals and such, so yeah. You've got tinkers, which adds in a bunch of different resources, patterns, books, and tools. So if you want to make tools from different components, like all cactus, or you want it with cactus, flint, and bone, for example, and then different stats, obviously, for each of the different materials varies. So yeah, you've got that, and you've got a bunch of different types of tools, from battle axes to hammers that do 3x3 mining, but can also be used as a weapon. You've got excavators for 3x3 of mining up dirt, and sand, and gravel and such, compared to the hammers for being for ores or stone or something else, like a pickaxe. You've got a cleaver for having sort of more chances of looting for beheading mobs, or just sort of a tougher amount stronger amount of attack damage. You've got lumber axes for harvesting trees, chisels for blocks, mattock, which is a combination of an axe and a shovel or hoe, I think. So there's a bunch of different options, and you get different abilities like piercing through armor with rapiers, or launching yourself with a longsword, or the typical broadsword, and so on. And there's obviously a bunch of different blocks for biome-specific elements, ores, the different stations that you make each of the different components at, fluids, building a smeltery with different components, and more. And there's a bunch of armor as well. There's the weaponry, so there's bows, crossbows, arrow ammo, and shurikens, and throwing knives and such. And you've got Twilight Forest, which adds a new dimension, with a ton of bosses, as well as tool tiers and staves, as like rewards for defeating, say, the Lich, for example. Others will give you trophies, and then sort of lead you along, I guess. There's obviously a bunch of different mobs as well. The only real thing to point out, though, is there's no recipe or so type mods. There's no, like, guidebook or NEI or anything, which for many of these mods you don't really need, like extra biomes, for example, because the recipes for the wood and stone related stuff, stairs, fences and gates and doors, are all pretty much the same. Inventory pets, if you're not familiar with how to make them or how to find them or something, you might need to know that. Mo creatures, maybe you could kind of get through. Buildcraft and otherwise, though, you're not likely going to know where, but Tinker's is pretty self-explanatory with its books. So if you just go to, say, I think it's manual? No, book. Let's see if I can find it. I cannot. Smeltery. Trying to remember. So say with Mighty Smelting, or the other one I've got here, you can see it details recipes. So you've got an idea of how to get started, what things do. With Buildcraft, you pretty much are going to want to focus on having a recipe mod like NEI or guidebook, or whatever, recipe book, sorry, actually. I'm thinking a later version one, the 1.7 for some reason, but yeah, that's probably the only criticism, is just that. So just adding in some type of recipe viewing mod would be great, especially for Buildcraft. Many of the others you probably might get by with, say like with books, but otherwise, yeah, that's the only thing to really point out. But otherwise, it's a pretty good, small, but packed mod pack. And you've got stuff like journey map as well for viewing mobs and an overworld map and changing settings and adding waypoints and such. So, yeah. Otherwise, though, thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.